So, Shawn, before we dive into the questions, I want to just ask something that's really hard to ignore. If you haven't noticed,
Mhm.
there is a lot of hype about AI right now. I'm going to call it Gen AI mania, sort of like Beatlemania, but I don't know, Gen AI mania. And to me, it feels like everywhere you look, people are experimenting with AI only to turn around and have AI write articles about how excited they are about AI. So it's hard for me to tell if we're like witnessing genuine innovation or a full blown hysteria. What's your perspective on this?
Oh, it's totally both. It's the hysteria and the chaos is a big part of it. It's interesting. You can kind of leverage it. When I talk to end users quite often, the first questions are very like, what do we do? Where do we start? How do we get on this train? There's a bit of mania around not being left behind, that sort of fear of being left out, or
Sure.
fear of missing out. FOMO, I think, is the applicable term. And whenever you have that from the C-suite on down, you don't always get the best approach. You and I saw this together years ago with
Sure.
Hadoop and big data.
Yep.
That was kind of crazy. And all of a sudden, every conference changed its name to include those terms. The same is happening now. And yeah, it's probably the hottest topic I've experienced in my career. I was giving a talk a while back, and I reflected on how fun the topic is.
Hmm.
How hard it is to keep pace with it, how much reading and research you have to do to understand it. And I said I was a little angry that this was happening so late in my career versus really early in my career, because I think that this is going to be a wave that our friends in the community are going to be riding for a very long time. Are people doing really valuable work with it? Absolutely. And we're starting to see some really cool use cases that go well beyond the AI assistant bot on your homepage, because that's not especially interesting at this
Sure.
point. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. You and I also know, you even better than me from a data science standpoint, AI's been around for a damn long time. This is
Right.
not brand new. The Gen AI revolution that OpenAI started was
Hmm.
just 2 years ago. It feels like a decade ago, but we just celebrated ChatGPT's 2-year birthday back in November. So we're 27 months into this sort of new revolution. So it's interesting. But the big answer to your question, yeah, both. It's crazy. It's chaotic.